Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be starting a series of reviews on the Criterion films. I've always wanted to do this because I think a lot of those films are some masterpieces, and I think it would be an interesting series to do. I'm going to start off with one of the films that I think is considered one of the greatest films ever made, and that is Andrei Rublev, Andrei Tarkovsky's 1966 epic about a Russian icon painter named Andrei Rublev. It's set in the 1400s, and it covers his life over a series of 8 episodes, almost like a mini anthology for each. The film runs about 3.5 hours. The director's cut actually runs 3 hours. This release, which is Fine 34, and this is like a 1999 DVD of Andrei Rublev. This has the 3.5 hour cut. There is a Blu-ray that's come out that's got from Criterion that's got both cuts of the film. The director's preferred cut, which is 3 hours, and then this uncut version. It's a beautiful film. First of all, it's a beautiful film shot in black and white up until the prologue. Uh, but it's just an amazing series of tracking shots of uh, spatial landscapes. It really is it's a beautiful film in terms of how it captures Russia, life in Russia, rural Russia, in a time in the 1400s when you had a lot of upheaval. I mean, for basically throughout Russia's existence, there's been upheaval. This film, I think, captures it very well as it follows Andrei Rublev's life, uh, his 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 need to paint, at the same time, his lack of desire to paint, given what's going on around him. For example, the film portrays a kind of a pivotal episode is where the Tartars invade, and Andrei Rublev is caught up in that, and subsequent to seeing all the horrors of that Tartar attack, he takes a vow of silence. Very interesting film. This is one of those films that you're not going to wake up one day and say, "Yeah, I'm just going to throw on Andrei Rublev and have some fun with it." It's not like that. This is more like I've woke up, I've got 8 hours sleep, and I'm ready to take a final exam in calculus. I mean, it's a film that's going to challenge you, and you need to be paying attention. You can't be casually observing this thing while you're on your iPhone or that type of deal. It's just not gonna you're not gonna do justice to yourself or the film by doing that. And I would also recommend that trying to watch it in the all 3.5 hours of it in one sitting, if that's possible, or at least in one day. Don't spread it out, because I think the overall impact of the film will be diminished if you watch it in bits and pieces. Uh, it's an unbelievable film. There's no doubt about it, and I mean, right off from the first episode, uh, the initial film, you get the opening of the film. You get this fantastic scene, overhead shot of this guy flying in this hot air balloon across the landscape. It's fantastic. Uh, it's an amazing piece of work. It's a film that I think does a great job of capturing man's need to find importance in life, and man's need to experience life, uh, as well as man's need to survive in very tough times, particularly in 1400s Russia, as you can imagine. But it's also, I think, an uplifting film. It's a spiritual film. It's a film that I think you'll hopefully feel good about once you get through the whole thing. Yeah, it just covers the gamut. It covers Andrei Rublev's life and challenges, and within the context of that historical moment within Russia. I can't recommend this highly enough. Uh, probably the best way to describe the film. I don't know that what I've said can do justice to it. So what I'll do is read some excerpts of some comments Tarkovsky himself mentioned about the film. Tarkovsky said that this film is really about art. And art is born from an ill-designed world. If the world was harmonious, there would be no need for art. Man would just live in it. Rublev is about man's search for relationships between art and life, between time and history. Another important theme is man cannot live from another's experience, but must live his own. We cannot inherit experience, we have to live it. And I think that's something that anybody that's a parent will have a challenge. It'll resonate with anyone that has a child, because it's you just feel like you want to educate your child and have them not make the same mistakes you made. But at the end of the day, and we all seem to find this out, a child's going to live their existence and grow up. They can't experience what you experienced. They have to experience it for themselves. And I think that's a very important takeaway from this film, amongst other takeaways from this film. So yeah, that's Andrei Rublev, Spine number 34. Great piece of art, well recommended. Yeah, that's my first Criterion title that I'm going to cover. I've got the very first release on DVD coming this week. I'm going to do that film soon. I'm not going to have, I'll just tell you this, I don't have all the Criterions. I've got a few of them. I'm going to try to buy the ones that are available. Like the very first one has been long out of print. So I'm in those cases, I'm going to try and at least get the film either hopefully in Blu-ray or from some other distributor. So it's not always going to be the Criterion spines like this one, because some of them are just too expensive. And if there's a Blu-ray out that I can pick up, I'm just going to do that. All right. Well, if you've seen Andrei Rublev, feel free to leave comments in the section below, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks.